the ruling class bloodlines, and the 21 seats. Introduction. This is the 7th of 19 videos that will tell the story of the ruling class bloodlines, the 21 seats, and the two possible timelines that lie ahead of us. One of these timelines will erase the other, based on the decisions that humanity makes over the next 2 generations. Part 7. How and why Marduk himself withdrew from direct Earth governance, and whether his consciousness still interacts with any modern bloodline factions. The withdrawal of Marduk from direct Earth governance. 1. The turning point. Marduk's withdrawal was not the result of defeat in a single battle, but a strategic recalibration after a prolonged period of political instability among the Anunnaki factions. Rivalries with Enlil-aligned powers, fractures within his own loyalists, and increased human population autonomy all began to erode the direct control model he had built. Around the time that many human civilizations were entering what you call the Late Bronze Age collapse, Marduk recognized that the energetic and logistical cost of ruling openly outweighed the benefits. His priority shifted from visible kingship to invisible sovereignty. 2. The official withdrawal. He staged a partial retreat, withdrawing his physical presence to locations hidden from public access, deep subterranean vaults, isolated strongholds, and off-world way stations. This was presented to his closest bloodline custodians as an ascension to the seat of higher command, reinforcing the idea that his absence was part of a divine cycle. The 21 seats were instructed to maintain loyalty through ritual observance, genetic preservation, and continued alignment to his symbols and law codes. 3. Transition to proxy rule. Marduk placed certain hybrids and loyal high blood descendants in key thrones, with strict intermarriage rules to maintain resonance with his genetic template. He embedded fail-safe mechanisms in some bloodlines, subtle genetic or energetic codes that could be activated to recall them to obedience, or, in extreme cases, destabilize them if they turned traitor. 4. The covert phase. From this point forward, his influence operated through council intermediaries and ritual gateways, annual or cyclical ceremonial alignments, particularly tied to solstices, equinoxes, and certain stellar configurations, were designed as moments when his consciousness could anchor into the ruling circle through symbolic action. Key monuments, temples, and later even government buildings were aligned to these dates and star points to sustain the energetic circuit. 5. Present-day interaction. Marduk's consciousness has not dissolved. It exists in a semi-localized state, partly anchored in off-world bases and partly accessible through frequency gateways maintained by certain bloodline factions. His interaction is not constant. It occurs primarily when a lineage keeper consciously calls through the correct ritual codes, or when planetary events of great instability occur. Some modern elite figures, often unknowingly, act under his residual influence simply by continuing ancient patterns of symbol use, calendar observance, and architecture. A very small number of high-level custodians still engage in intentional contact, receiving guidance in strategy, timing, and power consolidation. 6. The weakening link. Each generation sees dilution in both the genetic resonance and the ritual precision needed to maintain a strong connection. As more descendants break from the old agreements, whether through marriage outside the lineage, abandonment of ritual, or personal awakening, Marduk's capacity to act through Earth-based proxies diminishes. This is one of the reasons for the current acceleration of visible destabilization in old power structures. The core energetic anchor is loosening. End of Part 7.